Come on, sing for us. I doubt that you, with all your middle school education and nothing but a part-time job, can sing a lovely tune. My mother-in-law smirks wickedly and looks me up and down. Well, people can learn something from being humiliated. I'm a music school graduate and an expert, and I'm offering you the chance to present your talent at this special party. I won't help you even you cry. It's your fault for being uneducated. I can't wait to hear how terrible you will sound. I'm looking forward to it. All eyes turn to me at once, including those who are not so familiar with me. My throat tightens. I'm nervous, but also very excited. I'm finally able to avenge this wicked witch with my favorite song. I take a deep breath. My name is Grace. I've been married for 4 years. I live with my husband Matt, our 4-year-old daughter Emily, and my mother-in-law Helen. I've been working as a part-time waitress ever since I graduated from middle school. Matt's been a regular at the diner I worked at. After several years of dating, I became pregnant, and we decided to get married. When I met Helen for the first time, I'm so happy to have such a nice daughter-in-law. Welcome to the family. She greeted me with open arms. I was glad to have a nice mother-in-law and thought we could get along well. I felt assured and quite at peace. Soon after, I gave birth to my daughter. At the same time, we decided to move in with Helen. Since Matt and I were both working, and I was anxious about raising a child for the first time, I thought she and I could help each other. I happily agreed with the move, but that was the beginning of my days in hell. Hey, Grace! Prepare dinner as soon as you get home. What's this? It's disgusting. I can't even eat it. You're making such a low income. This is why I can't respect people with low education. After we started living together, Helen suddenly changed from the kind mother-in-law and started picking on me. She despised me for having only a middle school education without a proper full-time job. I came home from work exhausted every time, but she demanded that I cook, criticized my food, and even complained about my salary. On weekend, she often took Matt and Emily out while I sleep until late. I spent a lonely weekend alone every time. Grace is tired from working a lot, so let her take a rest. She played the role of caring mother-in-law, and Matt was completely fooled. She's been considerate of you. You shouldn't complain about her. When I whined to Matt that I wanted to spend more time with Emily at least on weekends, he didn't take me seriously. Helen was trying to keep Emily away from me. To be deprived of such precious time with my beloved daughter was devastating for me as a mother. As the years went by, and when Emily was 4 years old, she asked me, "Mommy, you fight with Nana?" "Why do you ask?" "Nana told me. She said Mommy is mean to her." Of course, I had no recollection of that. By that time, Helen had begun to talk ill of me to Emily. I was the one being bullied. "Oh, right. We had a little argument the other day. I'm sorry. I'll apologize to Nana too." I felt annoyed, but replied that way. Then one day, it was decided that Emily would sing a song at her preschool's talent show. Since I was a good singer, I promised to teach her the following weekend. "I'm so excited. Mommy can teach me." Helen had been taken away from me, so I couldn't wait for the weekend to arrive and spend all day with her. However, I was confronted with the worst possible scenario on that day. "Come here, Emily. I'm going to teach you the song." Helen was about to take Emily to her room. "Wait a minute. I promised her that I would teach her. I hurried to stop her, but she looked back at me and said, How can an uneducated part-timer take on such a task? Again, she made fun of my background. I doubt that singing has nothing to do with my education or career. I couldn't resist retorting, but she snickered. I've graduated from the famous School of Music. If one was to teach, don't you think I'm more qualified than you? She looked down at me with her chin up, as if she were a noble woman. You are a highly educated woman for sure, but Emily was looking forward to learning from me today. In response to my desperate pleas, what came out of her mouth next stunned me. Look, Grace, she wants me to teach her. Right, Emily? Emily had been silent, but opened her small mouth then. I'm sorry, Mommy. I want Nana teaching me. I was too shocked to find the words. Mommy? I came back to myself with the sound of her nervous voice. Of course, Emily. You enjoyed the lesson, okay? Yes. I forced a smile to reassure her. Helen, looking triumphant, closed the door to her room. On the day of the talent show, Emily sang, If You're Happy, just as she was taught. Well done! I'm so proud of you, Emily. Helen was very impressed. While I was proud of her for singing so well in front of the audience, I was also a little puzzled. Of course, my beloved daughter's voice was lovely and wonderful. Regardless, in my honest opinion, she sounded not so different from how she usually sang, even after being taught by Helen. When we returned home, Helen came up with an idea. Hey, Emily, I would like to invite my friends and relatives to hear you sing next Sunday. What do you think? I assumed she just wanted to show off her grandchild in front of them. Unaware, Emily answered innocently. Okay, Nana, I do my best. Helen was pleased and then smirked at me. So, Grace, you know what you have to do, right? Prepare some food and drinks. That night, I secretly asked Emily for a favor. The following Sunday, I woke up early and got busy cooking food for the party. Matt helped me, but the one who originally came up with the idea stayed in her room with Emily, using practice as an excuse. She could care less about the preparation. Friends and relatives started showing up one after another, and soon a large number of people gathered in our backyard. Once everyone was there, Helen began to boast about her grandchild in the name of her singing debut. Let's hear her sing a song for all of us. When Emily finished If You Were Happy, the place was filled with applause. My granddaughter has a beautiful voice, doesn't she? I told her to sing. Helen proudly announced. Let's sing together, Nana. Oh, sure. What shall we sing? She looked a little agitated, but then sang a nursery rhyme together. The favor I asked Emily for was, I want to hear Nana sing. Can you ask her at the party next Sunday? Yes, I want to. I was genuinely curious to know how good her singing was, as she bragged about her education so much. Listening to Emily, who could have sounded better after the lessons, I became skeptical about her ability itself. Sure enough, she wasn't as good as she made herself out to be. She was just average. I'm not used to singing nursery rhymes. The room fell silent, and awkwardness filled the air. Helen shifted her eyes and made excuses. Then her gaze fell upon me, and she grinned, as if she had found her prey. How about you, Grace? Me? I knew immediately. She was trying to cover up her inadequacies by humiliating me. I doubt that you, with only a middle school education and nothing but a part-time job, can sing a lovely tune. This is a special offer from me with a music degree. I'm giving you a chance to present your talent today. You won't get another opportunity like this. You should be grateful. Well, make a fool of yourself at best. I won't help you even you cry. It's your fault for being uneducated. I can't wait to hear how terrible you would sound. Now, hurry up. She whispered quickly in my ear and pushed me toward the front of guests. Go ahead and sing. Everyone turned to me at once. Helen was excited to see me humiliated in front of all these people and stared at me with a lecherous smile. I took a deep breath and began singing. The next thing I noticed was that everyone froze in place and listened. I picked a famous old song about New York. It was a difficult song, but as a fan of the artist, I used to sing it a lot at karaoke. It was a famous song that everyone had heard at least once. It seemed that some people in the room were singing along. I was confident in my vocal range, having once wanted to be a voiceover artist. I sang the song perfectly. Helen's friends and relatives gave me a standing ovation and seemed surprised at my talent. As for Helen, her face was pale, and she was clearly flustered. I was supposed to be humiliated, but ended up being perfect. Too bad for her. How can you sing so well? She asked me in a trembling voice. I've always been a good singer, and used to go to a karaoke night all the time. I was in the choir in middle school and even won a prize in the competition. Seriously? I'd had no idea. You graduated with a music degree. I'm sure you must be a much better singer. I want to hear you sing again. Please, pick a song in your specialty this time. Nana, me too. Sing for me again. Emily joined in. I don't want to sing after hearing that. She looked around the room as if asking for help, but her friends and relatives all looked back at her with expectant eyes. She sighed at her inescapable situation and reluctantly began. She sounded even worse than I had expected, and everyone else must have agreed with me that they had a look of dissatisfaction. Oh, come on. I was a piano major. The one who had been bragging about her education and mocking me was actually without talent. She made a fool of herself in front of many people. They were so disappointed that they all started to leave at once. Wait, this isn't right. She was in a panic to justify herself. You're not good, Nana. Emily innocently criticized her, whose face was turning white as a ghost. Matt had been watching the situation quietly up to that point, but finally reacted awkwardly to her comment. Emily continued. Nana, you said Mommy too dumb to sing, right? You always say Mommy mean to you, but you are mean to Mommy. Before Helen could say anything, Matt spoke up. Emily, can you tell me more about it? She began to speak frantically in her own words about all the verbal abuse that I had gotten. Even though she was still little, she had been aware of how badly Helen was treating me and was hurt. I think if I stay with Nana, she's not mean to Mommy. So I tell Nana she can teach me. But she still say mean things about my mommy. and I don't like it very much. Emily chose Helen over me that weekend to protect me from her. Both Matt and I were choked up at the thought of her desperation. Helen was told the whole truth and seemed to be at a loss for words. Matt spoke quietly. "Mom, you've been deceiving me by putting on a good face in front of me. I can't live with someone who hurts my family. I'm sorry, Grace, for misunderstanding you when you tried to talk to me. Let's move out of here and get our own place." At last, I was going to be free from Helen. "Wait, I apologize. So please, please forgive me. Please." Helen's cry echoed in the silence. A few months has passed since then. Helen and I no longer live together. We're not a happy family of 3. She hasn't been informed of our new address. I'm still busy working as usual, but now I can spend time with Emily on weekends. I feel happier than ever. I want to cherish the precious time that was stolen from me from now on. As for Helen, she has lost the trust of all her friends and relatives since that day, and nobody wants anything to do with her anymore. In addition, rumors spread throughout the community that she's been lying about herself, and she seems to have become completely isolated. Unlike those days when she was looking down at me, she is now living in seclusion, feeling small in her own world. I feel sorry for her, but she planted the seeds herself. I hope she will learn to understand people's pain a little better. On weekend, the 3 of us are going to the karaoke party. We hadn't done it since we got married. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. "Sing a lot of songs for me, Mommy. Teach me how. I can't wait to hear you sing too, Daddy." With Emily in the center, the 3 of us are holding hands. We slowly start walking forward.